Hello, everyone, and welcome to Flipgrid, easily exchanging and creating videos with your students. My name is Rina Sklar, and I am the kindergarten through fourth grade general music teacher at Hamilton Primary School in the Bridgewater-Raritan Regional School District. And thank you very much to Macy Publishing for having me here today. So today we're talking about Flipgrid. What is Flipgrid? Well, you can find out some of the information from going to the Flipgrid site itself, and I will show you some of that. But Flipgrid is a free video discussion platform from Microsoft that helps educators see and hear from every student in class and foster fun and supportive social learning. In Flipgrid, educators post discussion prompts and students respond with short videos, whether they are learning in class or at home. And I have some resources listed there to help educators get started. Now, this is how a general education classroom teacher might use it. So how do we as music educators use Flipgrid? Well, we can use them first and foremost for recorder instruction and other instrumental lessons. You can do lesson videos and you could have continued virtual recorder instruction. And you can also have students submit videos for assessments, both for recorder or other things in your general music classroom. You can do virtual performance submissions through Flipgrid, and you can also create things like concerts and talent shows featuring individual performances. And something else that I started using Flipgrid for this year, I was finding that I had a few students who were, I guess, a little anxious to perform. They might have done it if we were in person in class, but with the screen, they felt very exposed. So when I was doing some singing things to them, when we were fully virtual, I'm teaching in a hybrid model right now. So I have students in person and virtual, and the in-person students aren't allowed to sing. But when we were fully virtual, I had some students that we were doing a call and response singing, and I could see in his face that it was not going to happen. And a lot of times you wonder, is the student being oppositional? Are they just not trying? I knew that something wasn't right with this child. And so I asked him to stick around at the end of class just for a moment. And he did. And I said, would you feel more comfortable if I gave you a private Flipgrid for you to record any performance that you need to do in class? And all you need to do when we get to your turn in class, you write in the chat, I'll put it on Flipgrid, and that'll be the end of it. And then you record the video and I'll give you feedback from there. And his face lit up. I got a very nice note from his mother afterwards saying that he is a student who is very anxious. I had just met him for the first time this year, and that he felt so much better. And he did record the assignment on Flipgrid and did it perfectly. He sang completely in tune. The intervals were correct. It was wonderful. And so giving those anxious students an opportunity to have a private platform to do performance assessments so that they're not in front of their classmates may be all you need to get those that seem more oppositional in your room to participate fully. So with Flipgrid, you can create a group, which is its own page or a grid for each class or each grade level or your whole school. Depends on what you want to use it for. And then you're going to create topics for each class or song, depending on how you're doing it. Students will record or upload their videos into the appropriate topic. It is very easy to move a video from one topic to another if something's ever uploaded into the wrong place, but that won't happen very often because Flipgrid has updated some of their settings recently. So you can import your Google Classroom if you're using Google Classroom, and you can assign a specific topic to a class. So they will only have the link to the specific place where they're supposed to put the video. You are going to create a prompt video if you want. You could include a picture or just written directions, but I love including a prompt video showing myself playing the song or giving hints, tips, or tricks, or areas of focus for a piece of recorder music. You can set each topic to video moderation, and I highly recommend that everyone does this because it makes it so that only you as the teacher can see the different video submissions. I have students who do not want to play in front of other students. They just don't feel comfortable with it. I'm sure it's because they don't feel like they're doing it right. So I have it set to video moderation. I will watch their video, and if they did a really wonderful job, if their video is an example of what I want other students to be striving for when they're playing, I will ask that student, can I make your video viewable. You did such a wonderful job, and I think other students would benefit by seeing it. A lot of time, the student then doesn't have that worry that, oh, I didn't do it right, so I don't want others to see it, and are more likely to agree that their video can be shared. And then you have an excellent student exemplar of what you want the assignment or song to sound like. You can design rubrics through Flipgrid. They're not super fancy. They're basically a number system. So I do a 4-point rubric on Flipgrid, while I would have usually done a 16-point rubric for off of Flipgrid for recorder assessment. But basically, I just sort of pared it down a little bit to make it a little easier for the students to understand when they're seeing it. And I list what the 4 numbers mean. 4 means this, 3 means this, 2 means this, 1 means this. And if you want to go into more specifics of what they should do, you could very easily do that by typing feedback or creating a video feedback. So you watch the video, you go to feedback, you make a video recording demonstrating whatever skill they need to keep working on. You include written feedback as well, saying check the video, and it gets emailed directly to your students' email accounts. So they can see the video, they can see the feedback right away, and they can continue working on the skill. So it gives you some one-on-one time with the students, and that's especially helpful when doing things like recorder. So you can also copy the Flipgrid code and just paste it onto the Google Classroom if you're not assigning it. And your students will have full access to uploading videos. They don't need to hunt for anything. So that is another way to do it, especially if you don't have a Google Classroom. If you have another teaching platform that doesn't work as well with Flipgrid, where you can't upload your classrooms, you can just copy and paste. The other thing that I love about this is that there is a view as student mode. So you can actually see what your students see when they go to the page. It allows you to check your work, make sure, oh, did I moderate the videos? Did I make this video live? Let me see what it is my students are looking at so that I can direct them more effectively to how to create their video. So with Flipgrid, your students can record themselves right on Flipgrid, or they can upload a video that they recorded separately. So in my district, students are very comfortable with Flipgrid because their classes have all used them actually for a few years now. So it was a very helpful transition for them. They see the feedback and scores right in their email. They also have fun using stickers and filters while creating videos. So it is important to make sure you let them know what's allowed. For example, no stickers covering your face, no filters or stickers at all. Just make sure that you lay down what the guidelines are. But they love having the opportunity to play around with it, even if just a little. So if you say you can use a filter as long as your fingers and your face are exactly the same as they would be without it, then your kids will have some fun with it. You can have it set so that they could see videos from other classmates that you've chosen to share and asked permission for. I always ask before I share. And you can record, or they can record, up to 10-minute videos. Now, you set how long the video is. You do not want a 10-minute long video playing of hot cross buns where the student starts just talking to you. So you can set a video to be 1.5 minutes, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and they don't have any longer than that to get the information in. So if you want to tell me your name video, make it 20 seconds long. The student can't go any longer than that. They have to make sure that their video fits into the 20 seconds. And with all of this, you don't need to worry about file size. You don't need to worry about file storage. Everything is saved right on Flipgrid, and you can always access it. And it is also a great place for students to ask for help privately. I have a grid set up for my recorder classrooms that is specifically a play, show me whatever you want, ask me any question grid. And I'll show you the prompt video that I use for that a little later. So what do I use this with? You've heard me say recorder a bunch of times throughout this. 90% of what I do with Flipgrid is recorder instruction, recorder testing, and recorder help. And I use the online Be a Recorder Star digital book. It's been a blessing to have an online resource so that no matter if we are fully in person, hybrid, or virtual, like fully virtual, my students can access their recorder program. There's no problem with that. Macy Publishing has been generous enough to provide everybody who's here today and watching this a demo code. So please feel free to screenshot this slide. All you need to do to use it, you go to the www.bearecorderstar.com website, And that's the free trial code right there. There's no symbols or numbers. It's all capital letters, and your code will not expire until March 31st. If you want to try this with your students, please do not use this code with them. The code is limited to just the participants of the session. So if you use it with others, not everybody who's here may be able to access the code. However, if you contact Macy Publishing, they will provide you with a code so that all your students can test out the site during that trial period. So you can test this out with your students, but please reach out to them to get the code for that. This is a dedicated website. The teacher receives a code, the students put in the code once, and they're set. There is no personal information, no student emails taken, nothing is taken from the student. So it is something that is perfectly safe and accepted through all school districts to use because it follows all of the guidelines for student privacy. And this book is laid out in a way that after basic instruction, students can really go on their own and continue instruction, which is really why Flipgrid has been so wonderful with the idea of blended learning. I've given them the basics. I've shown them how to use the book, and then they could really do it on their own using the help videos that I leave through Flipgrid, and then they could record things for me to give them feedback on. It's a really wonderful system that has been working really well so far. So now I'm going to show you how to set up a Flipgrid, how to create the different groups, the different topics, what sort of videos you can use, what sort of videos your students can leave, basically a step-by-step of how to use Flipgrid. If you click on the link that I sent for getting started with Flipgrid, Flipgrid has laid out a really nice overview that has some videos and also an educator step-by-step guide that you can follow. Now, we're going to do these steps and we're going to make sure that they are sort of specialized for our performing opportunities that we're going to want our students to have rather than the usual discussion that is had on Flipgrid most of the time. When you first go to info.flipgrid.com, you're going to see a page like this. You are going to go to the educator sign up. You click on educator sign up, and it will ask you if you're going to sign up with Google or Microsoft, depending on what platform your district is using. So my district uses Google, so I would sign up with Google. I would enter my email, and I don't know if it asks for your password or if it connects in right in. I'm not going to do this because I am actually already signed up with Flipgrid. And so let's take it to Flipgrid. So once you have your Flipgrid set up, there is a menu across the top that has discussion, discovery, activity, mixtapes, shorts, and grid pals. For your class, you are most likely only going to be using discussion and possibly activity. Activity lets you know what videos have recently been uploaded. So if you have a lot of things that were uploaded at once and you just wanted to go through them and put feedback, and it doesn't matter what grid they're under, what class they're from, then you might use activity. But discussion is the place where you see all of your groups that you've created. And I have groups for all sorts of things. You'll notice a few of the features here. You'll see this says hidden. Another option is frozen. I don't know if it's not available for the grid itself, but it is available for individual topics. And so I'm going to show you how to start a grid from scratch, a group. The groups are think of a group as a classroom and then the topics as the assignments within the classroom. So you can look at topics by themselves, but it is easier for me to show you through groups. So we're going to create a group. This group is going to be NJMEA. You can change the join code to be something specific. NJMEA Rina. There we go. It is available. It lets you know. And then you will want to make it private. And there are 3 different options that you can use for having it for your students. You can assign it by student email, which is formerly the only way you can do it, in which case you would want to have the codes for your district. So brsd.k12.nj.us, that's mine. And there's also gaps .brrsd. This is the way that our students are. So you would want to make sure that their code and your whatever the tail to your email's there. Another way that you can do it, which is much easier, is just by selecting your Google Classroom, which you can see I have a lot of classrooms. So we're going to upload the test class that I have from Google Classroom just so that I can use that today. The features here, group followers, group status. Well, you want the group to be active because you're going to use it, but I don't think that you need to have group followers yet. However, if you want them to be notified whenever you have a new topic or whenever a video is recorded, you can click that, but that could be a lot of emails. And then personalize. You can create sort of a banner, a heading that can be completely unique to you. I'm just going to choose something randomly for today. There we go. That's our banner, and I've created the group. So our group is ready. I could share this group, but I would recommend not sharing the group. You're going to share the topics so that students only have access to the specific assignments that you want them to. So here it is time for topics. There's always the default topic, which is this one, which is hello, I am, for people to just introduce themselves, start a discussion, get used to Flipgrid. I usually delete that topic and start with one of my own. So we're going to just delete this topic by going to actions. I'm sorry, my little camera's in the way. Oh, I can move myself. That's neat. I didn't know that. I can delete this topic. I want to permanently delete the topic and the videos, and we're all set. So I'm going to add a topic. Let's see if I can put this in the corner. There we go. Adding a topic. We're going to do recorder. Hello. You can create a written prompt. Here's my prompt. And media. Prompt. Here's media. This is the part that I think makes Flipgrid so excellent for us. There are so many different ways that you can show students what it is they're supposed to do. You can record a video live. You can upload a video of something that you've already recorded. You can attach a YouTube video link. And then, of course, you could upload images or Giphy. I guess. I always use either the record a video or the upload video, though sometimes if there's something where there's a YouTube video that is a great exemplar of what I want to show, I might link a YouTube video to it. We'll come back to this. Permissions. So topic moderation. For permissions, it says you cannot set custom topic permissions with the Google Classroom group. It defaults to being safe that you can't share it with anyone. Topic moderation, this you want on. On the topic itself, you will see a little hand that's sort of attached in the corner that shows you that moderation is on. This makes it so only you will see the videos and no students can see any other videos. Because of that, these two things don't matter. These are the way that students can comment. They can comment with video or text or English, but they can't because these videos aren't present. But if you wanted to, you can change it and make that there are no comments, or you could allow some comments, text, video, whatever it is you want. Recording time. You can have something as short as 15 seconds to, I guess, 10 minutes. That is the length of time. A minute and 30 seconds is pretty standard. You could also make these default settings if you know that you're going to be doing this sort of thing again and again. So creating topic, let's first make some media. So I'm creating a video. This is my video. There are effects that they can use. Students loved using these. There are things that you could do. You can make sure that it's just the microphone. You can flip the video so that it's a mirror image. Fortunately, it defaults to it so that when I hold up my left hand, here's my little left hand on top bracelet. There it is. You actually see it as my left hand, unlike the video that you might, it is actually showing left hand where the left hand goes. So that's great. Sometimes it doesn't. It shows a mirror image. Once the video is recorded, this is my video. It will have a default selfie, or you could take your own selfie. You confirm it. It uploads your video. There it is. It's a success. It's complete. Something that's important, we create topic, but anytime we make a change, you want to update topic. It will not automatically save. It is not like Google. So the topic's ready. Now, this is one that you might want to assign directly to a Google Classroom. There's our little test class should be coming up as a possibility. Oh, it'll let me choose any class. So test class can go there. I could choose the action. I could create an assignment just like you would in any other Google thing. You can get a QR code to share. You could embed the code. You could share it to Microsoft Teams, which I guess is the Microsoft equivalent of Google Classroom. And you can also just copy and paste the link. So you're all set. Now, here's that little handprint that shows you topic moderation. One thing that is wonderful about this is being able to see things from a student view. Over here, the join code will show you view as student. So student will join with Google. If their classroom is there already, it'll log them in automatically. And this is what students see. So they'll see my prompt, they can play the prompt, and they can record a response this way, or they could press the big red button and record a response this way. Here's my response. Same process, click next, click next. They create their name, response, and submit. Now this video is still not viewed. It says video submitted, but you can't see it. And that's because I set it to topic moderation. So they cannot see the videos that each student puts out, but I can view all of them. So let's go back, and I guess I have to reload the page. Reload. Sorry for the delay. All right, so here, and now we have the first video. So this video is hidden. If I want students to be able to see it, I click active. And then when you go to the view as student, the video is there for other students to be able to see. So let's make it hidden again. And now let's go over how to create feedback. So
here's my response.
Yeah, there's my response. Here are the options when you see a student video. There's the details, which shows you that. And if the video was active, other students could leave comments, and you can leave comments, which could be video or text, because that's what I set it as right here. However, because the video is hidden, they cannot see any of the comments. So feedback, this is the best. So you can record video feedback. Great job, but next time use a rubber chicken. I have rubber chickens around my house, so that's that. And then that's our video. We confirm that's our picture. Complete. There's the video. There's the original video. There's my video feedback. However, students will still not receive any notification of this. There needs to be a comment listed in the chat to be able to have them see it. So watch the video and then email feedback. And that feedback will appear in my email. It'll say there's a Flipgrid feedback or something. It'll be from Flipgrid, and they can just open it up and check the feedback and see what it is. So you can do that using any kind of topic that you want to have them perform a rhythm, recorder playing, singing. You can do that through Flipgrid. So I'm going to take you now to another one of my groups, one that I created to play around with in sessions. This is my Be a Recorder Rockstar, Earn Your Stickers group. And I'm going to go to Hot Cross Buns Test 1. So you could see that little hand there that shows that my topic is moderated while this one is not, and neither is this. And you can also see that the topics are active. This one says frozen. So active means that students can record videos. Hidden means students can record videos, but they can't see. Actually, no, sorry. Hidden in this case means that no one can see this topic. It's the individual videos that can be hidden. And then frozen means they can't add any more videos, but they can see whatever visible videos there are. So going to our hot cross buns test, this was the prompt that I used.
Hi, fourth graders. You're almost ready to take your test for the first sticker. Song number 1, Hot Cross Buns. Just a few reminders. Remember, left hand on top. Your left hand. This is my left hand. Use your left hand. Your right hand can either rest on the thumb spot or pinchy pinch at the bottom of the recorder. I'm going to play this for you one time just as a reminder. I'm not going to do the repeat, but you know that there's a repeat sign in the song. Here's Hot Cross Buns. Practice with me. If you need to practice again, just watch this video one more time. Once you feel ready, record yourself playing, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
So that is the prompt that I left for my students. Sorry, I need to move myself to close the window. Now, I also created a video here, and it is active, meaning that students can see it.
I'm unhiding this video so that you can see some little tips and tricks. Your students are able to play the recording straight from the www.bearecorderstar.com website and play along with that for their tests. One thing to note, you have to keep the recording going for a couple of seconds past your last note, or else it might cut it off. So be aware of that. So here, I just have open in a new tab, my song, I press play, I come back to Flipgrid, and it's playing. I'm only going to play the first 2 measures.
Get ready to play
so you can hear what it sounds like.
Hot Cross Buns. 1, 2, ready, play.
Now I go.
So again, I made sure to let the recording go for a little bit longer than I was playing, because when you post the video, it cuts the very, very, very ending off. So this topic is active, meaning others can see it, but I wanted to show you the feedback. So we did recording feedback and we did private comments, but we didn't look at how you would create a grading rubric. So there are different rubrics that you can use. There are some that are set automatically and some, there we go, some that you can create. So basic feedback is just this ideas, performance. This could apply to us, but most of the time you're going to want custom feedback. I have things that have a 0 to 100 scale. I've done some tests with recorder score where this was a pass fail. And then this one, recorder score 3 or 4 earns it. That's the one that I'm going to use. Oops. Or you can add your own criteria. So here's how you add it. You give it a title, you give it a description, you include a minimum score and a maximum score. It's only able to do number scores. So if you're doing a 16-point rubric, you just give 16 as the top score. So we're using our recorder score. And again, always, anytime you make a change, you need to update the topic. For my video, which will start playing, we're going to feedback, and I thought that that was a good job because whatever reasons it was. So here I have in the description, 1, needs more practice, you're not ready yet. 2, good try, practice and test again. 3, good job. 4, fantastic. So if you give a score of a 3, you could do a video or put private comments. Please make sure that you're sitting up tall. Please make sure that you're using softer air. Please make sure that you're covering the holes all the way. Whatever it is that you want to do, and then you email feedback. Now, because I don't have any written feedback here, but I put in a score, it will let me email. But most of the time, just to be safe, here's your feedback. I like putting a written comment. It ensures that the email gets sent to the student that you are commenting on. So here I've also included some other videos that I've made for different classes at different times. Everything from having my playing hot cross buns outside.
Hot cross buns.
With my students. Or see what else I have here. These were videos that I made at the beginning of this school year.
Here's how you would test for the next badge that you would like to earn. If you're playing Hot Cross Buns, I'll know that's what the song is. So you don't need to say that, but you do need to say this. This is Rina Sklar, and I'm from Mrs. L. Ryan's class. Make sure you say your full name and your third grade teacher's name, and then you can play the song. You can tell me the name of the song too if you want, but you don't need that. Enjoy. Oh, one more thing. Only I will be able to see any of the videos.
I always do think it's important that the students know that only I'll be able to see them. So I actually made a video today for one of my fourth grade
friends,
classes.
If you're watching this video, you're up to Big Ben. Great job. That's the Badge 8 song. Things to be aware of in this song. 1, it's in 3/4 time, so there are 3 beats in each measure. 2, there are fermatas, which tell you to hold the note longer than the written value. Our notes that have the fermatas are dotted half notes. How many beats are in a dotted half note in 3/4 time? 3. Hopefully that's what you said. Now you want to hold that note for longer than 3 beats. Make it at least 4 beats, but you can hold it longer than that if you wish. But 4 beats will make it work real well. If you play along with the recording, it will be easy to do. Just follow the recording. So here is an example of Big Ben. Now remember, the challenge of this song is you need 3 out of your 4 low Ds to sound really good without any squeaks to be able to earn the badge. I'm excited to hear your videos.
So you can see from that video that I made sure to include some guidance. This is for students who have gone ahead independently of me during class time, which is one thing that's amazing with Flipgrid and also with using the Be a Recorder Star curriculum is students can advance on their own. Once they have the basics down, they're able to keep going. So I have some students who are getting really far in the book, and so I'm making videos to keep up with them so that they know what they're supposed to be doing. I think there was one other video that I didn't play, but I don't remember which one it was. So we'll go back again. Anytime you want to find your groups, you're going to click on discussion. Discussion is where you find everything. And here is my current 3rd grade classroom. And I was able to upload the class into this. So the only students who can access this are students that are in Mrs. L. Ryan's class. And I listed all the testing songs in order. And I have some videos from students. And here's the prompt video that I made for them.
There are 2 ways that you can test for your songs. You can play just the recorder. Make sure that I can see your hand. Make sure it's left hand on top and that your right hand is on the recorder somewhere. Or you can play using the accompaniment from the Be a Recorder Star book. To do that, you just open up the tab with the accompaniment while you're recording, or wait until you have it set and then press record. You go to the song, you press play, and it will record
the song
the
you will
sound.
Play is Hot Cross Buns on page 6.
So you've heard this before.
Page 6. Hot.
So that is another way that we can show the students what we're doing. So I'd like to show you what it looks like from a student point of view when they're making a recording using an external audio source, and also to give you an idea of a couple of different kind of assessments that you might use Flipgrid for. So I'm going to go to my NJMEA grid. Now this is still from teacher view. I'm going to the topic. which if I wanted to share this topic, I'll just review how to do that. So again, this is shared with the Google Classroom group, so I can only share it with the Google Classroom group. If not, I would enter the tail of the email of my students for my school, whatever it is. Usually each school has one code. And then you can actually just copy and paste the topic into their assignment, and they can click on it and it automatically lets them in. That, let's change our feedback to, I'm just going to put it at a 100-point scale for this. Updating topic because I made a change.
Here's my response.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to press. So here's what I wanted to press. I want to view this as a student so that I could then show you how a student could make a recording. So here's how the student would make the recording. Now, let's say you wanted to do a composition assignment. This is page 5 from the Be a Recorder Star online book. This is the rhythm chart. I love the rhythm charts because there are so many things you can do with them. Students can practice rhythm. They're keeping a steady beat. There's joint focus. They're all looking at the same thing. There's a guiding bouncing star that helps them, that you can have them adjust the tempo so it can go faster or slower. If you are in class teaching, you can use screen share and everybody can be clapping together or playing together. You could have them practice on individual pitches. You could have them practice and create harmony. Yes, even virtually. It won't sound like they're playing together, but you can still hear the overlap of the two notes to talk about consonant or dissonant harmony. And then my favorite thing is you can compose. So you can also use these to practice patterns. So you're going to play, well, hot cross buns, like you've heard a million times today. Hot cross buns, you can just say, okay, we're going to play B-A-G here, B-A-G, or do the reverse or do a different pattern. You can have them do patterns through these rhythm charts. But my favorite, as I mentioned, composition. I give them a rule, begin and end on G, perhaps. Sometimes it'll just be end on G. They only know the pitches B-A-G by this point in B-A-G. Sorry, I was showing you G-A-B by this point in the book. And so they can practice following the bouncing star. I'm just going to be improvising a melody right now. But you can have students do that. They could improvise. They can compose. You can have them write it down. If there's a drawing tool on their computer, they might be able to write even on the page. And you can record it. So here's recording a response. I'm going to click record a response. I'm going to click record. And I'm going to flip to the other page. Stop the recording.
Flip to the other page.
So students can use what they see on another page. They can use the music that's there, and they could do a composition assignment, for example. Again, same thing as always. They would put their name. They could include a title if they wanted. The video gets uploaded. It's complete. And they won't see it, but they'll see video submitted unless you make it visible to them. So let's create another one using something else in our book. Let's take it to page 7. This is my favorite page. If you've ever been in another session with me, I always talk about page 7 because I love the sequence of this page. It begins with the same rhythm in several different exercises. First with G to A, then A to B, then the rhythm changes. So you can do a comparison of same and different. Also where pitches repeat and where they move. By the third exercise, they're moving 3 fingers to 1. So you're practicing that skill. And then finally you have Au clair de la lune, which combines all of these things all together. So you have all of them all together, the same rhythm as 1 and 2. You can see that right there. Same rhythm and all of the skills, G to A to B, G to B. If you want to do a recording of that, all you do, you can click record a response, click record, go back to the other page, press the button.
Page 7. A Claire de la Lune. 1, 2, ready, play.
Or you could say, record the first line, but do it at 3 different tempos. They could speed up the tempo. Students can also adjust the tempo for their own comfort level when making a recording. This is going to be a little ridiculously slow. You can reset to start at the beginning. I made it really slow. They will laugh if you do it too slow or too fast. If you lose your kids ever in class, just do this. It gets them right back. So let's not make it so slow.
Claire de la Lune.
It's too fast.
2, ready, play.
I think you get the idea of that. They go back to the video.
Press the button.
Page 7. A Claire de la Lune. 1, 2, ready, play.
So you get the idea. It records that. Same thing. I'm just going to leave that for now. Upload video. And there you go. You can always at any point download a video. Students can download their own video, or you can download any video that appears on Flipgrid if you wanted to use it in a Google slideshow, or you wanted to keep a file somewhere. Again, it does take up a lot of space to store these videos, but you're able to do that anytime. So if you had a video that you knew you were going to delete all of your Flipgrids, but you had a really, really great video for your third testing song or for a lesson that you wanted to do, you could download that video so that you make sure that you don't lose it. If you're thinking, wow, these ideas are great to use Flipgrid, but there's one missing problem. If I'm doing something like recorder instruction and I'm in a hybrid situation in my school with masks and we're not allowed to play recorders, how am I going to be able to teach students the basics so that they could then continue forward and continue working through Flipgrid to advance their own skills? They need the basics first. And so I'm going to share with you a solution for that. This is not a solution that I created. It came from a Facebook music educator page, and the name of the person who created it, it's Sarah Castellanos. I can't really remember fully. Her name is definitely Sarah. I know she was inspired by Kate Bright's chicken recorder playing. And yes, chicken, you heard me right. You saw me bring out my chicken before. If you take the head off of one of these 13-inch chickens, you have a bellows that you can use. And so to play recorder, it's not with proper hand position of both hands. It is not with really even proper position of one arm, but it's better than just doing the fingering of recorders, which, while it works, isn't really engaging for our students. So if you want them still being really engaged in their recorder learning in the classroom, there are a few things you can do. You can use chickens, and also you can use something like this song that we're about to do. So this is from the Be a Recorder Star curriculum. It is on page 8. So it's right near the beginning. It's one of our BAG songs that we do. But this one is perfect for the first day of recorder. You could introduce the note B and they could play the entire first line. So here is the recorder and the chicken. You take the chicken, you have to put it on, and you have to tip the chicken back a little because it doesn't fit fully. This is a 13-inch chicken. I believe if you use a 12.6-inch chicken, it might fit exactly. I'm tempted to try using rubber bands to see if it'll fit better. But for now, tip it back, and you can play it that way. So I'm going to put it on. This. You're looking at a mirror image, again, because I'm sharing only the tab. So there's my left hand on top bracelet to show you this is indeed my left hand. this piece I always discuss about Beethoven, which conveniently, anytime there's one of these little I's in the Be a Recorder Star curriculum, you can find out more information about Beethoven, about the piece. And this has the variable audio tempo tracks. And so, let's try getting this from the beginning. And I need to make sure that my chicken's ready. So I'm going to play it at the very start before the song.
Page 8. Excerpt from Symphony Number 7.
All set.
1, 2, ready, play.
Whole notes don't go so well with that, but you can get half notes and quarter notes. And obviously, if you bring the tempo up, you can play those whole notes as well. But so you can introduce the beginning basic skills in the classroom, whether you're virtual, whether you're hybrid, or whether you're in person. And then you can continue instruction through use of Flipgrid, again, by using those videos that we create ourselves as teachers to guide them for any new skills you want them to work on if they're working independently. Or you can make it a classroom assignment and you can just leave the directions in a video prompt. The students said their own video. You send feedback to that video if those videos are moderated, meaning that they are hidden from view unless you make them active. And you can continue instruction. You can have assessments right there from your students. You can hear them individually. You can work with them one-on-one without being in the same room with them. So there's so many things that you can do with Flipgrid, and I'm glad I was able to share that with you today. So I want to show you a way that you can create student performances through Flipgrid. Now, they've recently changed and updated things, so my talent show has a slightly different method than the current method. So I created some different topics and notice they're frozen. This is important when you're doing any kind of performance because otherwise others can add or subtract to it. And we want this to be shared. And so this one had a topic guest mode where I was just able to turn this on, had a link to share and a QR code. And I was able to share it that way. And so this is what I put together for the talent show. So I was able to have different things, play this first, and this is what it looks like. And it says, start here, you click this, and it'll actually play through all of the videos in a row. If we went to a different topic, let's do inspiring instrumentalists. I got permission for this video that you'll be able to see. I only unhid one video, which is Emma Buckaloo, who is a former student of mine. Her mother is a music teacher in New Jersey and did the makeup. She wanted me to say that. So here you'd be able to play it. I'm going to fast forward a little bit so you could see. So you can do that and you can have videos that show what's up next, and it could be a stream. So the new way to create a guest topic is a little bit more complicated than it used to be. I created this recorder concert thing, and you cannot change the settings with the group. So if you try doing it through group settings, it won't work. I'm going to take this and I'm going to try and share it. Now you'll see here who can access this topic. Topic permissions. It's set to student email, view or edit permissions. If you do that, you're not going to get to the group access, to the guest access, because this is taking you to the group itself. You need to share on the topic itself. So instead of clicking the share button, you're going to go to edit topic. And it's a little counterintuitive to do that, but you're going to go to permissions for your topic. set custom topic permissions. This is the key. So you are setting the permissions, and you can see if you had this set to a Google Classroom group, there is no way to share it. But if you set it and used whatever emails, which by the way, when you add one of these email extensions, I don't know, let's just say Yahoo, I need the at yahoo.com, you have to click enter for it to work. To set a guest password, that is what you're going to do. And you create the password, something that they would know. So you need a capital letter, a lowercase letter, and a number. So we're going to say recorder. Oops, let's type that in. Let's make sure everybody can see it. Come on. Recorder 1. And there, that's our password. And I would use the same password for everything. And then you can update the topic. So now you can share this, in theory, by copying the share code and giving your concert viewers the guest password. So if you were going to do something like I created like this, you would include somewhere near the top, guest password recorder 1 for this show. And you just make the same password for each one of these. So I'm going to open up an incognito window that I have. Where is the incognito window? There it is. And I'm going to type in that share code. So we have the share code. And here, join with Google, join with Microsoft. You're not going to do any of that. Enter your guest password. So you need to specify to, again, let's make sure you can see it, to your guests that is what you're doing. I'm pretty sure that the reason why this was created this way is to make it even more secure for all of our students. So now we're here, but they could record a response. This is not what we want. So back to our other thing. Watch what happens if we freeze this category instead of letting it be active. Active means you could record. So now it's frozen. Now let's open up our thing again. Here we are. We're going to do a take 2, putting it in, enter guest password, recorder 1, go, topic frozen. So all they can do now is view it. And that's how you would want a performance to be set, so that the videos are set in order and that you can share it that way. You can do that. There is the code for the room, and there is a QR as well. So if you wanted to share it, I thought it looked neat with the QR code as well as including the link. So that's why I did both on mine. So that is how you can create a performance using Flipgrid. Thank you all so much for attending this session. If you have any questions, or if you wanted to see my slides in full, because I know that the corner gets cut off due to the little video box of me, you can contact info@macypublishing.com. You can also contact them if you're interested in getting demo codes for use with your students, or if you have any more questions about hybrid instruction with Recorder, virtual instruction with Recorder, or use of Flipgrid in your classroom. You can also contact me about those. My email is sklarmusic@yahoo.com. I hope you all have a wonderful conference, and I'll see you around.